Assalamu alaikum students, welcome back to Global Public School online classes. In our today's class we are going to start a new lesson from your syllabus, from the political science part, that's our constitution. So in this chapter we are going to study some of the very important concepts about our constitution. So let's see what are the learning points which we are going to study here. The Constituent Assembly of the Constitution, the Drafting Committee and the Framing of the Constitution, the Preamble to the Constitution, the salient features of our Constitution, and what are the fundamental rights, what are the duties and the directive principles of our state policy. All that we are going to study here in this lesson. Students, we all know that we got independent on 15th of August 1947. India got independence on 15th of August 1947, but we faced a lot of problems in India because independence was not a small matter here. So there was a lot of issues which was happening and we faced a lot of problems here. So in that, the first problem is refugee problem, because a lot of Pakistan Hindus, they were coming to India, and there was a lot of Indian Muslims who used to go to Pakistan at that point of time. The rehabilitating the refugees who migrated from Pakistan was the biggest problem. You can see the pictures how exactly it shows. The second is merger of the princely states. We know that after independence also there was a 3 states, Jammu Kashmir, Goa, Junagadh. All these places, they were actually under the control of the other king and some of the kings and the Portuguese, all that. But here, merging that into India was a big challenge at that point of time. I mean, Hyderabad Nizam, he said, I don't want to mingle with India. Then Jammu Kashmir king also said, Jammu Kashmir king actually wanted to join Pakistan. Then the Junagadh king, all these people, they wanted to be a independent kings or they wanted to join Pakistan. But finally, they merged India. That was a problem which was there. And maintenance of law and order. See, one state requires a different type of law, but the another state was required a different types of rules and regulations based on the people. So it was very very difficult for them to maintain equal law for all the states. So then, problem of refugees, as I said, government provided a shelter near Dandakaranya and the different parts of the country. And merger of the princely states, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel played a hero role here to complete the task successfully. Stable law, so there arose a need for writing of the constitution. So that's how our constitution started. So the next thing is, what is the meaning of constitution? Here, see, very simple, students. Like for a subject we will have a set of rules and regulations in a textbook, right? The same way here, constitution is a set of rules and regulations guiding the administration of a state. You can see the Constitution of India, the book, which has a lot of articles, which has everything written in it, so that whatever the problems comes, so how do we actually solve that by reading that? Understood? It has a set of rules and regulations and which clearly talks about how an administration of the state should be. The next thing comes up here is, see, what did the Constituent Assembly, when it is started, all that we are going to study here. See, the recommendations from the Motilal Nehru Committee and the decisions taken by the meetings of the National Congress at Karachi in the year 1939 it actually needed for the foundation of the Constituent Assembly. You can see the picture of Motilal Nehru here. Then the cabinet committees held at 1946, which was a lot of people were there in this. Lord Pethick, Lawrence, the Secretary of Indian Affairs, the Sir Stafford Cripps, President of the Board of Trade, and Alexander, the First Lord of the Admiralty. All these people were also there in that 1946 cabinet committee. The Constituent Assembly means, see, as per the recommendation of the Cabinet Commission, a Constituent Assembly with an Indian members was actually formed in 1946 before independence. Just imagine, India's the first Constituent Assembly was actually formed in 1946, and this assembly had a 389 members. With the partition of India, it was reduced to 299, and there were only 7 members from the Mysore Princely state. How many members? There were only 7 members from the Mysore Princely state. The next coming up here is the first meeting of this Constituent Assembly was held at 9th December 1946. At that point of time, there was a temporary chairman, that is Sachidananda Sinha. Under his guidance, the first meeting was done. The next meeting, after 2 days of that particular meeting, that's on 11th December 1946, this Constituent Assembly meeting was done under the chairmanship of the real chairman, that is Dr. Rajendra Prasad. The first meeting, as we know, that it was held at December 9, 1946. The chairman was Sachidananda Sinha. He is a temporary chairman. Finally, the second meeting started at 2 days later. That's December 11, 1946, with the Dr. Rajendra Prasad as a president. See the picture here. And the vice president name T.T. Krishnamachari. And there was a lot of members included in that. Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Sarojini Naidu, Sucheta, Nijlingappa, K.C. Reddy. You can see the complete pictures here. Krishnamachari was there. Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Sucheta Kripalini, then Srimati Sarojini Naidu, Kingal Hanumantayya, Rajgopalachari, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, K.M. Munshi, and K.C. Reddy. So these are the 10 people, important people who were involved in the Constituent Assembly. Then the important committee comes up here is the Drafting Committee. The Constituent Assembly formed 22 committees, 5 subcommittees, out of which one of the committee which was very important here was the Drafting Committee, and the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of this important committee, that is the Drafting Committee. Based on his contribution to the framing of the Constitution, he is called as the chief architect of an Indian Constitution. Because of his contributions of framing the rules and regulations of our country, he is called as the chief architect of our Indian Constitution. That's none other than Mr. one and only Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the man behind our Indian Constitution.